This really pissed them off, didn't it? I mean, they did everything in their power to get rid of those genitals. It's amazing how genitals can piss people off. This is Lemmy and I's little joke. We like sort of genitals, and you know, Another Perfect Day had the double dog dick we joke about. Of course, this was just everything gone to hell. Everything that ever was. They took this off too. There's a little swastika there. Hordes being sent to hell where they deserve to be. And the never-ending battles. And the hate and the war and the ignorance. Yet again. People think I'm anti-religious, and I am. People think I'm anti-state, and I am. People think I'm anti-war, and I am. I'm anti-anything that's going to get in the way of stopping an individual from becoming whole. My paintings are not about trying to provoke people to kill each other. I'm trying to heal the rift between man and spirit. I'm a scaremonger. I'm trying to scare people back onto the road. The road of, however you want to describe it, the road of justice, the road of equality, you know, human rights, freedom, basically. It's a great piece. It's one of my favorite pieces too. I like that. There's two or three of them that I'm sort of partial to. The basic thing is that at that time there was a lot of this death metal, black metal going on. I was working with a lot of these people anyway. And they were all total Motorhead dedicated. They grew up weaned on Motorhead, all of them. And I think I said to them, you know, listen, rather than sort of letting these guys sort of get to you or whatever it was, you know, and why don't we just pay homage to the death thing? That's cool enough, you know. You guys are the first to do it anyway. So let's take it and capitalize it and throw death out there. Then let them do what they want to do with it. If you notice the sickle there, is that what you call it? The sickle, death sickle. I covered the sun with it. The sun was behind it. So it's just blocking out the sun. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a lot of fun to do that one. The original sketch I did, he was turned a little 3/4 head. Was turned to 3/4 view. But Lemmy said we'd never used the head since Stone Deaf Forever from the side. So why don't we just give it a full profile? It works. There's another charcoal sketch, which was the cover of Motorhead Bangers. In the end, it was a developmental sketch where I wanted to incorporate the head on the body. There's a result. Over the hill, or over the top. Lemmy didn't like the idea of putting the head on a body, so it got scrapped. Maybe another day. Bone Shaker, right? The idea was to create the feeling of tour posters being torn off the wall, one layer at a time, from 1975 until the present day, whatever that was at that point. Obviously it must have been We Are Motorhead. And then you get Another Perfect Day. There it is. Rock and roll. Pointing downward. Well, you can see for yourself. But that was the basic idea of it, to create this montage type thing of Motorhead through the years in poster form, with fans or people trying to tear them off the wall. Well, we all know the story behind that. 27 years. This came out later. It was originally going to be used for a 27-year-old anniversary design. And we took the 27 out and experimented with the first idea Lemmy had was to put 2 crossed hammers down here in the bottom. But it looked too Russian. And then I think we opted for an ace in the end, if I remember correctly. I don't even know, I can check it. I think that's what it was. Again, it was just supposed to be the kind of gold braid you'd have on your military cap, or maybe on your shoulder or something like that. And this was done as a 27-year design. Again, very military, emblematic type of design. Trying to give the feeling of some sort of emblem. It's very Teutonic. This works like that too for me, I think. The most difficult part was this lettering. Doesn't look like it, but it is. You get your highlights and your shadows, and then you get your other highlights over here and here. Then you've got the background color and the shadows in between coming off of it so that it goes in and out. It took a good deal of time to do that lettering.
Put the bass up, will you?
Yeah, when I first decided to do the Inferno cover, I had this idea that it should be Mars, the god of war. But I wanted to take the original chrome 3 heads I had created 2 years earlier and show it in the process of being formed at the foundry, being poured, the molten metal. And through that molten metal, it goes down through the whole center of the picture. It also formed the sword in the new logo. It's also an axis mundi, or a center of the world, which holds the whole Mars planet together. You look at the cover, it's a circle. Mars is almost exploding. And there's these soldiers coming in from the sides, which is very much like Iraq and the other hot spots in the world you'd care to mention. There's enough of them. Choose one, take a hot spot, and it's a hot spot. So at the same time all this Mars exploration shit was going on TV, all the babbling the death count, as well as Discovery has just gone up to, and there is sand up there and there could be water. Great, right. Well, millions of people are dying. There's water on Mars. I'm so fucking happy. I mean, who said it, years ago, right? It's been said. But that's how it came about. Basically, it was just an irritation. I was irritated. About, can't we just figure it out? So all the hypocrisy yet again, all the bloodshed, all the stupidity. That's what it's about. It's in that cover. It pretty much sums it up, Inferno. Yeah, it was kind of a comeback to the overkill and making it, taking a second shot at it, really. Just using reds and yellows this time and using the 3 heads and giving it just that little bit of extra pump that overkill seemed to be missing, in my estimation. Revenge is sweet. You do these things 30 years ago. You're not thinking that it's going to be around. You do them, hey, this is another job. Let's get it on. Let's do the best we can with it. Let's turn it into something that's going to be relevant now. And then Lemmy is taking it the rest of the way. I mean, I'm the quarterback in that way. I get the ball to him, and he's running with it. He's run with it for 30 years. And Motorhead is one of those bands, it seems to me, that so many bands from the 70s didn't really have the staying power. Even some of the big bands didn't really have the staying power that could go into the new world order, the new millennium, whatever you want to call it, with any kind of style or panache or grace or whatever. But it's like the world grew up around Motorhead. And Motorhead was ahead of his time that way. It was preaching hate and war in a peace and love fashion, but it was preaching it anyway in a time where most people were frightened to say anything about it. So the reason I think that it's lasted so long, the logo as well as the music, is that Lemmy has a vision that he's stuck to, whether it's costed him money or apartments or housing or whatever it's costing him. It costs. There's no way you get, it's nothing that, it's nothing, it happens to you and then you either stay with it or you don't. And if you stay with it, well, you're going to pay the price. We all pay a price of the choices we make. And obviously it was a good price to pay, or was a price worth paying.